Good afternoon, folks. Mike Wells, your World Explorer. Today we are at Treasure Shores Beach Park, and we're going to be doing a bunch of woodhounding, looking for driftwood along this weed line. Extremely windy today, so hopefully you can hear what I'm saying. All right, let's get started. So let's just go ahead and walk around. You'll find a lot of these types of rocks that have the holes in them. So if you're a rock hound, this is an interesting rock to have. There are basically like 3 colors of those types of rocks. Very interesting. So I'm not going to keep everything I find, but definitely going to keep the nice ones. Ooh, look at that piece of wood. It's got some interesting featuring to it. So this might be worth taking home. It's going to be nearly impossible to be able to tell what type of wood we're dealing with. But this one's cool. So I'm going to set it right there on the ground so that I can't forget it. Here's another color of that stone I was telling you about. You should find some red colors too. These beaches, you can find treasures and coins and stuff like that, gold. Me personally, I've never found any, but coincidentally, there were $4 million worth of gold coins found several years back near this location in Sebastian, Florida. I think there's a bunch of news articles that were written on that. Very interesting information. Right there is marking the location of a sea turtle nest, I think, or I can't really be certain, but I'm pretty sure that's what that marks. What's this? I do not know what that is, but it's light. It's kind of funky. Look at those pieces of wood. This, I'm almost certain, is mangrove. Now there's an interesting little piece of wood, but we can't really do much with that. That's a weird, I think that's a seed pod from a distant land. You know, this piece looks interesting. It's got some decent color, but it's very light. It's very spongy. I think I'm gonna pass on that one. Oh, look at this piece of wood. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's too beat up. I can't do anything with it right now. It's too light. I want a piece of wood that's got a little bit of heaviness to it, and I'm not talking about water heavy either. I'm talking about the wood is more dense. See, you'll find all kinds of little twigs and sticks out here. Might be able to do something with them. Oh, looky look. Now there's a piece of wood that's worth looking at. It's a little heavier. It's got quite a bit of color. but it looks like it doesn't have a whole lot of features. So this one we might just leave behind. It's a shame. Look at that giant piece of bamboo. I'm not going to be messing with that today, but that's a really cool piece of wood for people to use in woodworking projects all over. Uh-oh, you see what I see? Now this, first we'll look at the little one, which is very light and very porous. But this is very light, very porous, but it's bright. It's got a nice light color to it. It has almost no features, unfortunately, but that was cool. That's cool to see. We could travel for miles. Now, you'll eventually run into little pieces of wood like this. This is very interesting. This is worth just sticking in the pocket because this thing's been out floating on the ocean surface for probably years. This wind is intense. I'm really hoping it's not disturbing the microphone too much. You see what I see. That's a piece of wood that it's a little more dense, but it doesn't really feel or look very featured. So it's going to have to stay behind. I'm also looking for spalting to a degree. We're likely not going to find the prettiest of spalting because it'll just be like grayish black. But you never know. You really never know. You saw that tan piece of wood we found earlier. What's this? And that's it's got a lot of black in it, but I wonder if that's just from old bark. I'm not going to keep that one. I'm really looking for a specific type of wood. Just something that is very featured and pretty. I mean, you come out here, you'll find anywhere in nature, you'll find all kinds of stuff. Like feathers, there's a feather. You just got to get out and explore, really. So look at this piece of wood. It's kind of a long stick, but this actually looks very interesting, and it feels heavy. I mean, something about this piece that is drawing me to it. I'm gonna go ahead and set this down. I mean, that driftwood look is cool. I'm gonna go set this down over here, long ways, just like that. And I'm gonna think about it. And when we pass it on the way back, that's when I'll make my decision. There's a piece of wood, a little piece. Here's another piece of wood. This one, very light, it's very driftwood looking. I mean, that's crazy. If it were eaten up a little bit more, it'd be worthy of backfilling with resin. This, I don't know what kind of branch this is, but there's a little featuring there, but that's not enough for me to get excited. I'm really wondering where all the big stuff is. All right, look at this piece. Oh, that was a fake out if I ever saw one. Almost thought I had something. Now there's something, let's take a look at it. It's got a lot of holes and stuff, definitely spalted, you can see it right there. This is an interesting piece. I might set this to the side. Look, another feather. Not that pretty of a feather, but hey. Look at that. Somebody's pineapple. There's a piece of wood, but it's not what I want. What can we see over here? Now there's an interesting little piece of wood. Let's pick it up and see how spongy it is. Yeah, this thing is way gone. No way. You can stabilize that using cactus juice or something, but I'm not doing that today. That's for a different video. Look at that piece of wood. See? It's little. Yes, I really enjoy doing this. This is the greatest form of meditation aside from creating stuff using a process. Oh, what's that? Let's go over to it. So this is a big lump of wood. It seems like it's possibly pine wood. I don't know, because of the shape, the way pine wood grows. Not heavily featured. It's pretty light. So unfortunately, I'm going to steer clear of that one. Ooh, what's that? It's definitely some driftwood, and it's got some interesting stuff going on, but it's heavily eaten out, so I'm just can't mess with that. And in the meantime, look at this. This is probably a piece of wood from a ship or a boat or something. I don't know. That's pretty cool. What's that piece of driftwood doing? Okay, so that's got some interesting stuff going on with it right away. Oh, what's this? Crazy. But dang, look how eaten up it is. This is a very interesting piece. This one would be worth taking home just because of the features. You see those zebra lines? You don't see that often, so pronounced. So I'm probably just going to shove this in my pocket. It's small enough. Probably get a few blanks out of this. But I would definitely have to backfill that with resin. Look at this thing. Really small stick, but it's got a lot of black in it. What I really want is a very rare, exotic piece of wood, or at least exotic looking. That's all I care about, is the exotic look. Here's a cool little piece of wood. Let's take a look at it. I mean, it's kind of neat. I'll leave it behind though. Very light. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's got a ton of holes in it, but that could be for a different project another day. I'm not even going to grab that. Wow, what's this? I mean, that is interesting. If only it were bigger. Look at that piece of wood. Just an old piece of probably teak. I mean, that's interesting. But look at that, another bamboo piece. That one you could actually grab and take with you because it's not massive. All right, now we're getting to a whole bunch of weed. More bamboo right there. Okay. There's a little piece of wood, but it's flat to some territory that has not been searched. Look at this. Wow. That's very interesting. I think this is a piece of mangrove, though. I can't be certain, but it's got a lot of spalting in it. The only trouble is it's heavily eaten. But I don't know, that might be worth taking home to backfill. I have to think about it. Let's set it down here. Look at this thing. What is this? This is a serious piece of driftwood. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Yeah, this is fresh. Wow. That would be something to take home and backfill like crazy, because look at the form inside of the wood from all the holes. That doesn't happen naturally to wood. That was cool. I don't know. I don't want to lug that big heavy thing around though, so I'm gonna have to skip. Look at this thing. Holy smokes. Wow, that's got some spalting in it. Well, the top, I don't know. Dang it, man. It's just so heavily eaten. There's a lot of wood over here. What's this piece of wood doing? Oh, wow, it's much bigger than I thought. This one has no features. I think I need to leave this one behind. What's this? Let's get this weed off of here real quick. Now this is some, I don't know, this is some weird type of wood. I don't know about that one. Look at that piece of wood, huh? That's crazy looking. Look at this thing. What is that? Folks, this is a very unique chunk of driftwood. Well, that's different, but it's got a lot of holes. It's very light. It's probably pine wood. There's a big old chunk of that's got to be hardwood. Look, if this thing is right, it is going with me. Holy smokes. This has to be amazing. Looks like it came from a fire though. Hold up. All that black? Alright, let's look. Is that fire? Is that fire evidence? I mean, might be. What kind of wood would this be though? Let's check the grain on it. Yeah, let's look right here. That's probably just pine wood. That's a shame. I thought this was going to be something else. It still looks kind of cool though. It's a big old chunk, and it's kind of heavy, but it has like no worms. So that might have come from near here. I'm thinking. Yeah, that looks like pine wood all the way. I'm not even gonna mess with that. Soon here we're gonna have to turn around because we're walking for a long time. Alright folks, here's our haul of driftwood we found on the beach. Now this piece we grabbed for obvious reasons. It has interesting colors on it. I've never seen them before, and the wood figuring is really unique and different. So I'm wondering what this is going to look like after we cut it up and make some pen blanks out of it. Let's look at this piece too. This piece is really different, okay? And here's why. It has, it's a little bit eaten by bugs and whatnot, but it has all of these points like this where it connects to the main branch. There's a whole bunch of them. So that's going to leave some decent amount of figuring inside of the wood. This one also has a bunch of spalting, and it's a little heavier, so I think it's more of a hardwood than anything. So this one is probably going to make for some nice blanks in the future, but we'll have to backfill them. This one here has a bunch of little tiny pinholes, but it's such a straight branch, and it's got a nice coloration too. I just couldn't avoid this one. This one was just unique. I might backfill these pinholes right here and create unique pens as a result. We'll see. I'm going to experiment. This one here, this one has that zebra striping. Okay, it's a very soft wood. It's very light. It's got a ton of bug-eaten inside, but I'll just backfill this. At the same time, with that zebra striping, oh my gosh, the pens that I'm going to produce with this, with the backfilling and the zebra stripes, is going to be incredible. And then this one here, I like the color of the wood, but I also like those holes. So this gives it that driftwood look with a nice color, and then when I backfill these holes, it's going to look like backfilled driftwood when I make pens out of this. So good haul in my opinion. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps the channel grow. Stay tuned, because I've got a lot more exploration and adventure videos on the way. Have a great day.